Chaos, come on. You go over there.
Dash,
Call
come
her.
here.
Oh, too far. Come here, Chaos.
Dash,
You get out of here.
over here.
Hi. Good.
Did a little bit.
You did?
Yeah. I'm not sure how
Dash.
aligned we are because we're still looking at chaos.
Oh, well, you've got to go the wrong way.
I did, but then I changed my mind.
Oh, all right.
Oh, I can see your feet. Oh, we're in the.
Are we good?
No, we're on the door.
Oh. Well, if you got it going over there, I can't change it over here, so. You don't get any. Don't talk to her.
Dash, come here.
Come here. Dash.
Dash, over here.
Dash. Come here, bub.
There you go. Yummy, yummy.
There we go. Oh, that you done. Now,
What does the camera look like?
would you take it
Show
off
it,
that
yeah.
thing?
No, I'm not even on it. On
Take
this
it
screen.
off that one. So that I can.
Right.
Without. Jesus Christ. Oh my God, you big bug head.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
It's whatever. Bailey. Oh, I think we're pretty good. We have heads.
Huh?
We have heads.
We have heads?
We have heads.
Okay. So I'm not going to be.
She's doing great. She's doing really good.
Looks good. Right.
Yeah. Biggest thing I learned she's afraid of is fish and fish tanks. Took her in PetSmart and we were walking by the aquariums and she just dropped. She didn't like them.
So you want to go swimming?
No.
Hi.
My
That's
dog
good
tries
enough.
to
You don't
bite
need to
them.
use
She
the whole
bites
can.
the glass.
We're good.
Well, not her. She started shaking and she just
Yeah.
dropped.
Okay.
I was like, wow, okay.
Okay. That's it. We're good.
This is Dash, who's here to visit us today, along with a few others.
Okay. That's it. That's it.
No? Bailey, you want to get back in your bed?
Quick.
Before somebody knocks you over?
Quick. Before somebody
Come on,
else takes
Bailey.
it.
Bailey, come on, girl. Bed's nice.
Bailey, want to get in your bed? Good girl.
She goes.
There we go.
Oh, good girl.
Okay, now. I think we've had complaints about the microphone deal. So it's very nearly impossible to open the boxes and hold the microphone and keep my head going the same direction. It's like patting your head and, huh?
Want me to hold the mic for you?
No, it's got to be right close. See?
Girl.
Okay, so now we have to lower it just a little bit so we don't get too much feedback. There we go. So now I can hear that it's still on. Okay. Like I say, it's like. Oh, oh,
That's why there's no.
that's why we got the problem here. That's what. Get out of the
Smells
way.
good.
There we go. There we go. We throw that on the floor over there. And we got this. And this is who you're thanking for it all, I hope. And then we have to open it. Just a minute. Then we have to open this.
Sydney the cat.
Huh?
From Sydney the cat. And his mom, New Hampshire teach, Karen Maitland.
Oh my, okay.
Is that?
Yes. She's at the door. Let me.
My thumb is now stuck in it.
Dash, come here.
Good. My thumb is stuck in the box. Is that hard to undo or what? Go ahead, smartass. Ooh, the dollar it's gonna cost me.
It's biscuits.
It's worth every penny.
Biscuits.
There we go. There we go. Bailey. Bailey likes the red ones. Can she have one? Hey, you want to give it to her?
There you go, Dash. You want it?
And then you get a half of one for here. The little thing right there.
Here you go there, half pint.
Hey. Who didn't get one? Did you get one? Okay, that's it. Get this one out of here. Before we have a riot on our hands. Uh-oh. She coughed up a couple small pieces, the little one belonged to Ian. That sounds like more trouble.
Yeah, I'm thinking maybe along the same category.
Okay. Nice and warm from the fire. I hope you people are all sending in me questions. We don't have any regular mail to open. Oh, boys. More of same. Watch your fingers. Don't get involved with that knife.
I'm not.
There we go. And we got some more.
Lots more.
Lots more.
That's one.
Okay, guys, this is just a piece of paper with that one. Okay. And who we got for this? Do we have a piece of paper in here? Not in there, huh?
Is it maybe from the same person?
Is it on the label?
No.
Where's the label on it?
Nobody.
So it's from Amazon.
No, that doesn't help us. Sometimes it's by name. They didn't do that. They didn't tell us how.
This is the same one. It's Amazon as well.
No, that doesn't mean anything. A lot of people buy stuff through Amazon. It would have to have a person's name on it. Okay, I'll do this while you see if there's any questions.
What flavor are the red ones?
I don't know. I haven't eaten any. They're Bailey's flavor. You can take the box though. Actually, you can take the red boxes out, and then tear up the box while you're sitting there. Because somebody will throw it in the fireplace, and that'll be that.
Why is Dash afraid of fish tanks?
Why is it? I don't know.
Why is what?
Why is she afraid of fish tanks?
We have no idea.
It's one of those Great Dane things. They just decide they have some weird thing just to keep you amused. So stay away from fish tanks.
Was that Opal with her head in the box? Yes, most likely. How much longer will Kiara be at SDP?
They've gone someplace. Their son was
Graduated from boot camp.
graduating from boot camp, and so when they get back from that, they will be taking her. And then they'll be in and out and things.
How is Miss Ethel doing?
I wish Miss Ethel was doing better. Thank heaven she's not a lot worse, but it takes a few days to have the doxycycline kick in. And if we can just keep that doxycycline down her without her throwing it up, we'll be all set. Right at the moment, she has her 5 doxycycline pills, 3 Pepsid AC, and something else, and steroid.
Yeah.
And the steroid pills. So she's got 3 different kinds of pills in her. And if it would just please stay down.
She had 3 bones.
Huh?
She had 3 milk bones.
So you had 3 milk bones now?
Yeah, well, before we started menopause.
Oh, wow. Maybe she'd like one now. The more food we get down here, the more chance the pills will stay down.
Do we have any results on her blood test?
They weren't any better, which is annoying.
Oriole Betty says Ivy is afraid of sliding doors at the grocery store, but not the ones that swing out, so.
There you go. Typical Great Dane. Watch it, Ben. Don't you get in there.
Have you ever had a service dog go and saw afterwards that would have been a better dog for so-and-so, or is it always the dog's decision?
Try that one again. I would.
Have you ever sent a dog out with a
If the dog likes the person, they go. There are, what, 1 or 2 cases where the dog has not liked the person, we went and picked it up. All the way to Alabama. The husband was a lawyer. Oh.
Have you considered giving Ethel the $300 shot?
She's better off with the doxycycline if we could just keep it down. The $300 shot is the second best. She's got the doxycycline in her now, and Megan thinks she got most of it in her yesterday. Today she does have it in. Yesterday Megan diluted it and squirted it down and got some of it in her hands, so she wasn't too sure whether she got it all. But today she got all the pills because she put the pills down. Great stack of them.
Why are there so many dog name changes? They're talking about like Ruckus used to be Rachel and Winston was Ruckus, and that was a conversation thread right before we started.
Oh, I don't know. Who knows? Who knows?
Well, Gussie was changed because
Gussie was changed. We had the wrong,
I know.
wrong sex.
She wasn't a Gus.
No, sometimes, you know, when a person gets a dog, they're certainly entitled to change the name if they want. There's a lot of them that have changed. Look out. There we go. Just push them out of the way, Bailey.
What do you need, Bailey? What do you,
Is somebody in her bed?
Cass.
Yeah,
Come,
You
Bailey.
going to get in the other bed, or?
Cass, you want to pay, Billy, you want to do Cass, come on.
How does a dog tell you they don't like the person?
They just do. They don't go near them. They don't go near them.
No. I saw that one time the dog followed a person up the hill for treats. Next thing you know, the dog is whipping back down the other side of the hill, and you're like, the person's no, we are with them. They're like, uh-oh.
Yep. Yep.
It was very clear. And then we tried a different dog, and that dog was like stuck.
I remember.
Like glue.
Yes, right. Why? I don't know. They all know, I think, the story of, what the hell, Tiffany. That first Great Dane of mine, I better tell it again in case anybody's new. Tiffany was the first Great Dane that I actually purchased. Spent a lot of money on her. At any rate, she was a wonderful dog. And we did a lot of paid jobs, particularly jobs for towns having, you know, come back home fest or whatever they call them. And I used to drag around that bed that's now in the arena. And the 3 or 4 dogs would get on the bed, and everybody pat the dogs, and the ones who were resting would be underneath the bed, and it worked out really well. And thousands of people patted these dogs, thousands. I have no, easily 100,000 people patted that Tiffany. And we were down at the Prudential Tower one Christmas, for a Christmas, whatever it was, and a little girl came along, nice-looking little girl, well-dressed, clean, tidy, and all that sort of thing. And Tiffany came running to me, growling, and she turned around and looked at that kid, and she really snarled and growled. It was totally unlike her, and I had to hold on to her jowls because she really wanted to bite the kid. And she never did anything like that. At any rate, I held her down and while the kid patted her, and the kid went away, and everybody was happy. And we went back the next year, the same kid, the same reaction. And everybody else in between was fine. Why, I don't know. Never did know. Now, George with Bailey, that's a different story. George said that Bailey was the ugliest Great Dane puppy he had ever seen. And I think she hated him ever since. She knew.
Yeah.
She doesn't like George. Go.
Okay. Did they figure out what is causing the clotting problem, or could it be from the line?
Tick-borne problem is what they're thinking. And apparently this Rocky Mountain, whatever the hell that is, that may show up as only a slight positive for the first 2 weeks, and then you get a strong positive. That dog is almost into that can of dog food over there. So we really don't know exactly what we're treating, except doxycycline usually treats them all. So
Is Dash the service dog?
yes, belongs to Scott. This guy sitting here on the bench warming his backside.
Someone was checking Purina's site and saw there were coupons to download. Do you think they could get away with downloading them and sending them to you?
I bet they could. But we have a deal cooking with Purina, so I'm sort of holding my breath on that one. We were introduced to some of the CEOs of Purina the other day, and they seem to be positively, what's the expression? Here, you intellectual lady. Positively, not impressed. What is it? Positively,
Interested, yeah.
positively.
Intrigued.
No, there's an expression that's positively, at any rate, they don't know any better than I do. I thought these people were supposed to know things like that. Inclined?
Yeah,
No, something like that.
something like that.
Sounds
Sounds good.
good. Will you, Wanda?
What's Wanda doing?
Wanda.
Checking,
Wanda, no.
misbehaving.
You've got to stop that. It's a very nasty habit of yours, and they're much too big.
When
It just
do-
will work.
When do you estimate that Scarlett will be coming to SDP for birthing?
Well, I haven't, I haven't gotten to pay attention to that yet because it's not close enough.
No.
I did see her the other day, and she's got a bulging belly.
Does it? Did we locate the goat's milk and did it work?
Yes.
Do we need CPs to send more?
How much? I don't know how much goat's milk we have. Do you know?
There's a couple of cans back there.
A couple cans?
Yeah.
No? Couple cans. We have a couple cans. If we're having puppies, we're probably going to need more. Maybe that would be a good time to send some. We also need that Advantix.
That's true.
I hate to think that might be the reason she got bitten by a tick, but she could get bitten by a tick anyway, Advantix or no.
Yeah. Did Chaos get a treat? She was waiting patiently for one at mail call. Of course she did.
Did she get a treat?
Yeah.
I didn't throw any over there like I usually do.
They'll do.
Well, we have to take care of that later. She got canned food, though. She was up here for that.
Thanks for bringing Dash for a visit.
My pleasure.
He also has no choice because because on those certificates that I give these people, I put a date when I expect to see the dog back because I want to check on these dogs. These dogs are our children, damn it, and we just want to make sure that everything's going right. So on his little certification thing, I put that he was supposed to be back by February 15th. So he didn't really have an awful lot of room there. But I've just signed him off to what, June?
July.
July 15th. So he'll be back again before July 15th.
You threatened to send the Royal Mounted or the Canadian Mounted Police after me.
That's right. I didn't. He tried to kick me off there. He said, no, I can't come that day. There's just too much snow, and I'll try and get to you next month. I said, no, you won't, because I'll send the Canadian Mounted Police after you. So he showed up.
There's probably more snow here than in Vermont.
There is. I never saw so much snow until I got down here. I was like, holy mackerel.
Yeah, we have more snow than Boston
It's
in this area.
just as soon as when I got within 5 miles of here, it's like all of a sudden it just piled up.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, they're trying to figure out your positively thing. Cautiously optimistic,
No, positive.
positively perfect,
No,
positively optimistic,
positively inclined. Inclined.
or impressed, or supportive.
No,
Positively inclined. I think.
inclined.
Oh, we got even more. Do you need anything for the new puppies from Scarlett?
We haven't got them yet. Don't count your puppies till they're nursing.
And is the Advantix on your wish list?
It is. I got one the other day, but Megan just counted up. She said we need 30 or something. We need a lot of those, and they can buy a couple of them at a time. I think. You know, The package of 6 is very expensive, but, you know, they have smaller packages. Mm. Well, keep buying those chicken bricks, though. I don't want anybody to stop buying chicken bricks.
Tell Scott how much the CPs depreciate his posts and pictures so we can keep up with Dash, even if Carleen doesn't book face and see them.
Okay, they got that.
Amazing Cloud, SDP needs one. Scope Milk, Advantix, and Tums.
We've got Tums, don't we?
I haven't looked in the dock lately, but we have some. Someone's hoping for March 7th for the birthday for the pups.
March 7th? It's somebody's birthday.
Right now, Tina says that the wish list is empty right now.
I don't know how it could be empty. Well, I don't know how, because I don't think I put a maximum number. I'll put it back tomorrow.
Yeah.
I thought I put on that we never have enough. It's sort of like canned food. We never have enough of that either, unless this Purina thing goes through, and then we'll have enough canned food. Everybody think good terms about that for a while,
Positive thoughts.
huh?
Positive thoughts.
Positive thoughts, please. Yep. And I think that when I was talking to them on the phone, there were two or three CEOs of Purina that were on the phone with me. It was a conference call. And they started putting up our website, and they did get into the fact that we did have so many comments under the pictures. So all of you may have had some effect on this whole thing. So everybody be pleasant, would you please? Thank you.
Someone wants to know how Araya and Baby Girl did with me in the guest house.
How did they do?
They did very well. I think they got more sleep than I did.
They got more sleep than Grace.
I got squished into the crevice of the sofa with Kiara.
Oh, you were in the sofa? Oh.
Yeah, we slept on the sofas.
The sofas are so nice.
Yeah.
Nobody sleeps in the bed over there.
No, sleep on the sofas. There's plenty of room.
I'm pretty sure that's where I'll be sleeping tonight, right on the
plenty of
sofa, so.
Yeah.
Well, you have aren't there new blankets you put over the sofa,
Yeah.
new clean?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
It's very comfortable.
It is.
Just figure out
Now, what I want to know,
the dog wants.
and maybe this is what you should do when you get over there too, is I noticed over that window there by that sofa, the icicles are huge. So let's knock them off, will you?
If I can reach them.
Oh, you can, because there's a deck. There's a deck. Just go up on the deck and don't put them through the window. But
That's what I'm.
That's just it. Well, you have to open the slider and knock
no.
it off.
I don't think you can open that slider. Can you?
I'll take a look at it in the morning and knock them down, so.
Yeah. It just shows you that we're lacking insulation in that roof right there. Or it's the door, or that's where the heat, because there's no icicles on the rest of the building.
I think it's probably the reflection from the window and just generates a lot of.
I don't know. This is the time of year when you go buy a house because you can tell what the insulation's like.
By the icicles.
Those icicles are bigger than the ones in the barn, so it's not very well insulated. Which is tough on a roof like this where you've got the boards right there.
Do you want CPs to start sending wee-wee pads, or is it too early?
Do we have any wee-wee plans? We have some. We have a lot of them. The general consensus is
Initial supply, yeah.
we have a pretty good start. It's the Advantix that I think we're pretty much in dire need of.
We have to go. Someone says you have to put a quantity on the Amazon
I know.
wish list, or it will empty the cart when someone orders.
2 seconds here. I don't want you to fall off the bed.
Well, I put a.
Yeah, you want to sit with somebody? You want to sit over there?
I thought I put I needed a never-ending supply. I didn't.
Yeah, I would think so. I mean, it's not something, you never stop.
I never get
eating
enough of it.
You never stop
Yeah,
eating it.
but maybe their system doesn't recognize it
Yeah.
as a
Could be.
I'll sit over here.
Okay, so I'll go out there and put 400 and see what happens.
Someone says a nice Purina sign on the end of the arena by the kennels in view of the Puppy Hill cam would be perfect.
No, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I'll have to think about it. I don't want to be tremendously commercial. I mean, I don't mind if we use a product. I don't mind anybody knowing about it. But in the meantime, we peel the labels off the cans we use because I'm not going to give advertising to somebody who hasn't donated it.
Someone says you put 1 million items so the things will remain visible. It's like $1 million. Someone says they're hoping that the snow is gone by September because the Brits don't do snow. Because they're afraid it's going to take that long to melt.
It's going to take a while. It's a big piles out there. You know what I'm afraid? I'm afraid kids are going to start making igloos out of them, and then they're going to collapse. Somebody's going to get killed. I don't think enough has been said about don't go because I saw that Bella was in a cave the other.
Yeah, my cousin's daughter has one too.
Well, it's bad.
Yeah.
Kids get killed that way. So if you're going to build a cave, you got to leave your legs sticking out or something. I don't know.
All right.
Bye. Have a nice pizza. We'll see you at breakfast in the morning or whatever.
45, I'll be here.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.
He has relatives in the area, so. A nice guy. Is that right? Yes. Thank you.
That's all I've got.
That's all you've got?
That's all I've got.
Well, you got one more.
Sometimes Amazon has a max quantity setting on some items.
I guess we're going to find out.
We'll find.
My tirade at the moment, which I was on the Daily Doggy, and it goes on, is that if you want any questions answered, put them on here, or send me emails or mail. I prefer mail. I prefer mail on that one. And I can answer them at this point. But anybody else giving opinions, they can't speak for me. So I just would rather people just didn't do that.
Which orca will be sent to the breeder in Florida? Gabby or Xena?
I believe it's going to be Xena. Nice dog. I already talked to her, and she has 13 puppies. We're going to want one. You know, why not? I also asked her if she wouldn't have a rather large black lab for our friend Opal, who is only 27 inches tall, which is below the Great Dane, whatever. She's a small Great Dane. Of course, her brother's huge, but I don't know what's going to happen with that. But we got a problem with the geometry, and that's why. At any rate, next problem.
What was the brand of small cans of food that Bailey loves?
I don't know. It's
Those Mother's Grill that was made by.
Mama's Grill, Daddy's Grill, and Mama's Casserole.
Made by old Mother Hubbard though?
No, I don't.
No. It's called Mom's Grill of Dad's something.
Something variety. Wouldn't you think I'd open so many of them?
This one says Mom's Tasty Mix Grill. This is the large version of it, isn't
Oh,
it?
I think so.
I think that's what somebody thought, yeah. Could be.
Someone says they're looking at 1 foot of snow for all of New England. It was just on the weather.
Tell them
When?
when.
I just finished shoveling out the Puppy Hill kennels.
Oh, we just bobcatted snow out of my driveway.
I don't know why. I mean, I have spent hours out there on that tractor. Bouncing around my bladder is shot to hell. You just can't. And I turn and look and turn. And I'm so afraid I'm going to run into the camera with the backhoe.
Yeah.
Every time I backed up, I had to turn around and look.
Has anyone asked about the puppies in Iowa?
I don't know anything about it because what was happening is I did say I would pay to have the stud x-rayed. And that's the last I've heard of it. So it could be the x-rays were no good. In that case, I don't want the puppies. If the father's x-rays are excellent and the mother's are excellent, then yes, I would be interested.
How is Chaos's eye?
perfect. And I am told by Megan that George did a wonderful job. She was fascinated that he just kind of does things by second nature. Well, I would think he would after about 29 years, you know. But he's very good at what he does. And I do know that. I like to argue with him about it, but
Someone is suggesting putting a female on the platform and keeping the male on the ground to compensate for size difference.
did they honestly think we haven't thought? But if you studied this, as we have at great length, the boy feet are right outside the girl feet. There's not a half-inch distance between the two of them. And if you think you can keep a female on some sort of platform with all this jumping around going on, you're crazy. We've had them on hills. I mean, we have tried.
Hills and dales.
Hills and dales. And there is a thing in the movie business called an apple. And it's a box. It's a very well constructed box. And not only is there an apple, but there's a half apple and a quarter apple. And I have a quarter apple, which is about 2 inches high.
Is that the one that's in the guest house?
Probably.
Yeah, there's one that's like, it's very strong.
Yeah, it's solid. They're solid. And they use them all the time to prop things up or whatever on the movie sets. And so I have this quarter apple, and I had thought of using it, but there's no way you can keep her on it. You know, it's not going to work.
You have to put them in stalks.
Well, I was mentioned also. There are a lot of things have been mentioned. Trying to put her on your knees.
Yeah.
You sit on a milk carton and you put her across your knees and kind of hold her up. But there's just, your head's in the way, and you're scratching and clawing the toenails, and I mean, it's a very active procedure. It's a very active procedure.
There's nothing romantic about it at all.
No, nothing.
Nothing.
And I don't muzzle the female. That's against my religion. Most breeders will muzzle the female so she doesn't bite the male. Tough. He gets bitten. You watch Bentley. He's been at it enough, so he kind of stays just out of tooth reach.
They're saying Saturday into Sunday, a foot of snow is coming to all New England.
Oh, dear God.
Saturday into Sunday.
Saturday into Sunday.
Okay. Well, at least there'll be hopefully a lot of people here then.
Bring our pillows.
There's just not a lot we can do about it.
No, it's going to come whether we want to or not.
I'll tell you what, this time I'll get a great big rib roast. That was good, that rib roast we had. Or maybe I'd have to have a lamb roast too to get Steve here. Steve will come if I offer him lamb.
Yeah?
I bet you, because he's here Saturday anyway.
So maybe you come on Friday night.
Well, if it's going to be Saturday to Sunday, then our problem is going to be Sunday.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hardly a problem when it starts. That's
Yeah,
fine.
that's when it's already in progress. I'll be here Saturday anyways.
Good. Ugh.
What are the x-rays for? You were talking about the dogs in Iowa.
Oh, hips. I don't know. Supposedly, this dog was from Europe. And if it was from Europe and it was registered, then the hips there is this HD rating that they have, A, B, and C, or whatever. But you really would only be breeding A's and B's. So his papers should have that. But if they got him out of Europe or whatever and didn't register him, I don't know what his background is. I don't know anything about him. But the one thing I do know is I'd certainly want a physically sound dog to begin with. Katie has met the female and says it's a nice dog, and that's not the one that looks like Chaos. That's the one. That's the Europe. Brianna looking like Chaos. But Katie has met the female, and I think she was in on the last time that the female had puppies, and she said it was a nice dog. It's a shot. It's a shot in the dark. I mean, we get a couple puppies. They'll either be pets or they'll be service dogs. But I certainly wouldn't want to spend a lot of money on it. It's already costing me to X-ray the parents.
When Kiara goes with Joyce, will Araya be able to have another buddy to keep her company?
Oh, I'm sure she will. There's always Grace.
She can follow me all over the place. My cats.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, someone says thank you. They're learning so much.
It must have been that discussion about the apples.
Someone says, anyone who has witnessed dogs mating knows the suggestions are unrealistic. And someone says, I've only seen Wanda.
No.
Wanda's attempts.
Oh, dear. I can remember, I had a friend of mine down in New York. She raised Great Danes. She had blue Great Danes primarily, but when I first was down there with a female to breed, she was very short and she was very wide and she was very Italian. And there were two things that happened that weekend that I was there. One was two of her stud dogs got in a fight in the yard, and one of them, she got right in the middle of it. And they're big as she is. I mean, she was very short. I think she was about 5 foot tall, maybe, and wide. At any rate, one of them spun and bit her and hung on right in the rear. And so he's got a hold of her backside, and she's jumping around saying, "You've got mommy's ass! You've got mommy's ass!" That's the first thing I remember from that one. But the second problem was the minute the two got tied, she said, "I don't know what the good Lord had in mind when they designed this." And it really kind of summed the whole situation up. You know, there they are, tail to tail. At any rate, there's a lot of funny stories about dog breeding. I've forgotten who Chaos, was it Chaos dragged somebody down the hill out there behind the ambulance and got on the opposite sides of a metal post so that the only connection was him. And he didn't seem to mind at all. However, everybody survived. And then there's Megan standing down in the pouring rain because the whole thing, the whole ritual or this dance that goes on, it was pouring out, and they got awfully close to the pond, and I was afraid that the female was going to drag the male into the pond and drown him or something. So she went down to keep that all straight. So she's got a golf umbrella, and it went on for a long time. I mean, it takes a while. There's a good photograph of her standing down by the pond in the rain someplace.
Someone thinks a large black lab for Mariah is a good deal.
No, Mariah ought to be able to manage. We just need somebody beside Walter, maybe. Walter's bred two already, but this is going to fall off the bench here. Watch out. Bailey fell out of bed last night.
That one? The little one?
No, I don't know which. I think it was the other one, actually, but
She sleeps in the other one at night, too.
she apparently hit with a hell of a whomp.
Someone said their dog dragged her maid from one side of the yard to the other. He wasn't letting go.
Oh, yeah. I don't know who lets go of what. We won't get into that part. That's a whole nother discussion.
TMI.
That's all you've got. Okay, so we go to quit now?
Sure.
We have leftovers for supper someplace? Wonderful. You think I don't